Greetings, class. I just wanted to kind of give an introduction here to the small group dystopia project, and just go over a few things. And I don't want you to freak out about how much information is in the content area, because I'll talk about that here in a second. So, but before I start talking about the small group dystopia project, I thought I would show you an image here. Big Brother is watching you. You know, those are the type of things we want to keep in mind. But I thought this was kind of funny. I'll post it up. Dystopia. In the grim darkness of future, there is no paint, wallpaper, or vinyl siding. Obviously, the first casualty of the apocalypse is going to be the redecorating industry, which, you know, is kind of funny. But you know, for this project, you're gonna put your own spin on what you think dystopia is gonna look like. So, anyway, so let's talk about the small group dystopia project, and you can read it. I'm not gonna read all this here for you, but what we're gonna do for this project is your group. You're going to be able to work in groups of up to 3 people of your choosing, or you can work with just a partner, or you can work by yourself. It'll obviously be a little bit more work, but then I guess you don't have to coordinate things with other people either, so then it's all on you. So that will be up to you. For this project, your group or by yourself, you're either going to create a graphic novel, a PowerPoint picture story, or a choose-your-own-adventure story that portrays your vision of what dystopia will look like in the future. So it'll basically be kind of a creative project where you're going to write your own story, and then you're going to either choose the graphic novel, PowerPoint, or choose your own adventure. And I'll show what that looks like here in a second. So you're going to write a story, and you're going to use all the literary elements that we've learned in class: theme, symbolism, foreshadowing, illusion, irony, those type of things, protagonist, antagonist, all that type of stuff. So it's going to be a creative project that you're going to do, again, in small groups or by yourself. And you know, you're going to showcase your literary skills and your creative skills. And even if you aren't very good artistically, I've equipped you with stuff so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So, you know, what we've read up until now: The Machine Stops, The Pedestrian, The Brave New World, the movie The Truman Show, are all dystopias of the future, and we went over the notes on that from a few weeks ago on what dystopia is. So now you're going to create your own dystopia. You're going to set a story in the future that is going to be a futuristic dystopia. So, you know, right here are the main points that you have to cover in your project, and that's no matter which option you choose. These options 1 through 6 are something that everybody's going to have to do. So make sure you read through those pretty carefully. But again, your genre is going to be a futuristic dystopia. You're going to create your own, kind of like Brave New World, and you know, whatever concerns that you see in today's society, you know, you'll show that through your story and stuff like that. So it's going to be pushing the envelope here a little bit of you know, your creative skills and writing and literary skills and stuff like that. So the first option is the graphic novel option, and I have a lot of information on that. For example, in the content area here, I have a ton of stuff on graphic novel, and that's mainly just because in my other class they're only doing the graphic novel project. I'm not giving them an option because we are actually reading a graphic novel in that class. So that's why I have more information here. It's just more resources, really. It's not more stuff to do. It's just more resources for you to be able to use. So the graphic novel will look something like this. Like, this is the Fahrenheit 451 graphic novel that my other class read, and you know, it'll be in content. You can take a look at it, and this is kind of what a graphic novel looks like. Obviously, yours isn't going to be great artwork like this and as developed as this, but you know, you get the idea of what the graphic novel looks like here. So that's option number 1. So that's graphic novel. I give you the requirements here, 9 to 12 pages long, and I'll do some other videos that will explain each of these options as well. But this is just an introduction. So, and then these are the requirements for the graphic novel one. Option 2 is a PowerPoint story, and what I mean by that is something like this, where you're going to take pictures with the digital camera, upload them, and put them into a PowerPoint. And then you know, put dialogue boxes, and then again I'll show you how to do all that. It's pretty easy. And then, you know, you're gonna mess with your images and give them a different feel and stuff like that. So things are it's gonna look really cool. I'm really excited about this. So that's the PowerPoint story, which I think it's just like the graphic novel, but instead of hand drawing the artwork, you're gonna actually just take pictures and stuff like that. So these are the requirements for the PowerPoint story. And then option 3 is a choose your own adventure story. So for example, I have a choose your own adventure that I created that I put up on D12 as well. I call it U3030, and here's the story. You give some information, then you allow the reader to choose A or B to the next part of the story and stuff like that. So this one's gonna be really cool too. This one will be a little bit more text than image. You will work with images in this, but not as much with the PowerPoint. So the choose your own adventure story is one option. The PowerPoint story is another option. And then the graphic novel is another option. I again, I have the most resources for the graphic novel project, but that doesn't mean that I don't. I do have some stuff here for the Choose Your Own Adventure and the PowerPoint materials as well. But all of them have their own rewards and difficulties and stuff like that. So I think each of them has their own benefits and disadvantages of working with, graphic novel story or a choose your own adventure. It'll all just depend on what you how you want to go about it and stuff like that. So they're each equal, and I hope everybody does all three of the. I hope groups span out and do at least all of these options and stuff like that. I'd really like to see people do all these. But again, it'll be up to you or your small group and which one of these you will do. So again, when you look at that content page, you see the Dystopia project materials here, and then you see all this stuff right here. So you're not going to have to deal with all this stuff. The only things you have to deal with is the information under the small group Dystopia project, and then whichever project option you pick, then that's the stuff here that you're going to have to worry about. The other stuff you can just ignore. So again, we'll start with this project this week, forming groups and kind of talking about ideas and stuff like that. Next week you'll start brainstorming ideas. I have brainstorming sheets that you're gonna fill out and stuff like that. So I'm gonna prepare you. It's not gonna be a huge deal. It's just we will be working on this for the next 7 weeks for the rest of the semester, and there will be certain weeks where we will have nothing to do and you will only work on your small group project, and then the paper that we'll do with Brave New World. So we have two major things coming up in the last 8 weeks: this project here, and then your paper for the Brave New World. But again, there are going to be several weeks where I will just give you nothing else to do but work on the project and and work on your paper as well. So you're going to have plenty of time to do this, and it's really going to be exciting. I really can't wait to see what you guys come up with and stuff like that. So so I'll just end this here, and I'll have some other videos and stuff like that for you to look at depending on what option you choose, and give you more information on how to get this thing rolling and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, put them into D12 discussions, help room, and stuff like that. But this week you'll just be worried about forming small groups and then kicking around what option that you want to do. And of course, always remember, Big Brother is watching you.